Let's get started. Start with listening, and then learn new words and practice them in sentences.
Imagine a world where every disease could be cured, where crops never fail, where the environment is tailored to our needs. Would you live in it? This could be the reality with genetic engineering, but at what cost? Welcome to the dawn of genetic engineering, a scientific frontier that holds the promise of transforming human existence as we know it. Genetic engineering is the manipulation of an organism's genes using biotechnology, a process that allows us to change the very fabric of life itself. Consider the realm of medicine. Genetic diseases that have plagued humanity for generations could potentially be cured. Imagine, if you will, a world where Huntington's disease, cystic fibrosis, and other genetic maladies are things of the past. This is the potential power of genetic engineering. Now, picture an agricultural world where crops are resistant to pests and diseases, a world where famine and food shortage are no longer threats to human survival. Through genetic engineering, we can create super crops that can thrive in even the most challenging conditions, promising food security for all. But the potential of genetic engineering does not stop there. It also holds the key to environmental conservation. We could engineer species to be more resilient to climate change, helping to preserve biodiversity and protect our planet. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. With this power comes immense responsibility and a multitude of ethical considerations. As we modify the genetic code, we are essentially playing God, manipulating life at its most fundamental level. This raises profound questions about the sanctity of life and the boundaries of human intervention. Moreover, as we advance in this field, we must grapple with the potential for unforeseen consequences. What happens if a genetically engineered organism interacts negatively with the environment, or if a cure for a genetic disease has side effects we didn't anticipate? But as we stand at the precipice of this new era, ethical questions emerge. Is it right to play God? Does the end justify the means? Our journey into the world of genetic engineering is just beginning, and these are the questions we must answer as we venture further into this brave new world. The allure of genetic engineering is undeniable. The ability to manipulate life at its most fundamental level is a powerful tool, but power comes with responsibility. Indeed, genetic engineering provides us with the potential to make significant strides in medicine, agriculture, and environmental conservation. However, it is not without ethical considerations. The essence of these dilemmas lies in the question of whether we should, just because we can. Consider the concept of genetic enhancement. This could mean eradicating genetic diseases or improving physical and mental attributes. Imagine a world where we could enhance our intelligence, strength, or even our longevity. Sounds like something out of a science fiction novel, doesn't it? But with genetic engineering, it could become a reality. But what are the implications of such power? Could we create a divide between those who have access to these enhancements and those who don't? Could we inadvertently create a new form of inequality not based on wealth or race, but on genetics? These are questions we must ponder. Then there's the idea of designer babies. The prospect of choosing our children's traits, from their eye color to their intelligence, is both exciting and alarming. On one hand, it could prevent diseases and improve quality of life. On the other, it raises questions about the very nature of humanity. Are we playing God? And if so, should we? Additionally, there's always the possibility of unintended consequences. In our quest to improve and perfect, could we inadvertently cause harm? For instance, what if our manipulations of the genetic code have unforeseen effects on future generations? The unknowns are vast and potentially dangerous. Views on these ethical conundrums are diverse. Some see genetic engineering as a tool for progress, a way to improve human life and solve our most pressing problems. Others fear its misuse and the potential for it to be wielded irresponsibly, leading to disastrous consequences. The power of genetic engineering is not in question. The question is, how should we wield it? It's a question that demands thought, discussion, and ultimately, responsibility. It's a question we all must grapple with as we stand on the precipice of this brave new world. The responsibility of wielding the power of genetic engineering doesn't just lie with the scientists. It's a societal issue, requiring regulation and oversight. A truth we must all remember. Scientists, with their knowledge and skill, are the pioneers, breaking new ground in the field of genetic engineering. Yet they are not the sole stewards of this technology. Policymakers, too, play a crucial role, their decisions shaping the legal boundaries within which genetic engineering operates. It's important to remember that laws and regulations aren't created in a vacuum. They are a reflection of societal values and norms. As such, society must be actively involved in the dialogue concerning the future of genetic engineering. Public engagement is key. It ensures that a wide range of perspectives are considered, fostering a more balanced approach to the use of this technology. One might ask, why is regulation so important? The answer is simple. Genetic engineering holds immense potential, but it also poses significant risks. Ethical guidelines and regulations are necessary to ensure that this power is wielded responsibly. They provide a framework to navigate the complex ethical dilemmas posed by advancements in this field. The issues we face are multifaceted. On one hand, we have the potential to eradicate genetic diseases, improve crop yields, and even mitigate the effects of climate change. On the other, we grapple with concerns about genetic enhancement, designer babies, and unforeseen consequences. In this context, education takes on new importance. It's not enough to be passive observers. We must strive to understand the intricacies of genetic engineering, to be informed participants in the dialogue shaping its future. Public engagement, regulation, education, these are the pillars upon which the responsible use of genetic engineering stands. It's an intricate balancing act between scientific progress and ethical responsibility, a dance between innovation and caution. The future of genetic engineering is in our hands. But the question remains, will we handle it responsibly? The answer to that question will not only shape the destiny of genetic engineering, but also the future of life on Earth. It's a responsibility we all share, one that demands our attention and action. As we navigate the uncharted waters of genetic engineering, we must balance innovation with responsibility, progress with ethics. Genetic engineering, with its astounding potential, presents us with a remarkable paradox. On one hand, it promises groundbreaking advancements in medicine, agriculture, and environmental conservation. Imagine eradicating hereditary diseases, boosting crop yields to feed our growing population, or even engineering organisms to combat climate change. The possibilities seem boundless. However, on the other hand, these advancements raise profound ethical questions. By manipulating the genetic code of living organisms, we are venturing into a realm once considered the exclusive domain of nature. We are challenging our traditional notions of human dignity and biodiversity, and potentially altering the future course of life on Earth. The prospect of designer babies, children engineered with selected traits, is a contentious issue. While some see it as a means to prevent debilitating genetic disorders, others view it as a slippery slope towards a society where children are valued for their engineered traits rather than their inherent worth. Genetic engineering also raises concerns about the unintended consequences. As we tinker with the complex web of life, we may inadvertently disrupt delicate ecological balances, with far-reaching effects that we cannot fully foresee or control. Thus, we find ourselves at a pivotal juncture. We must balance the potential benefits of genetic engineering with the ethical concerns it raises. As we push the boundaries of science, we must also ensure we do not compromise our ethical principles. Scientists, policymakers, and society as a whole bear the responsibility of ensuring that this technology is used in a manner that respects the dignity of life and promotes human welfare. Innovation and ethics are not mutually exclusive. They are two sides of the same coin. Embracing one should not mean disregarding the other. Instead, they should guide us towards a balanced approach, one that harnesses the power of genetic engineering for the greater good while honoring our ethical obligations. Genetic engineering holds great promise, but it also poses great challenges. As we stand on the brink of this new era, we must ask ourselves, are we ready for what comes next?
Let's learn new words and practice English with the topic, the ethics of genetic engineering at an advanced level. Genome editing. Genome editing, a method of making specific changes to the DNA of a cell or organism. It can involve cutting out, replacing, or adding parts of the DNA sequence. Example, CRISPR-Cas9 is a revolutionary genome editing tool that has opened new possibilities for medical research and treatment. Bioethics. Bioethics, the study of the ethical issues emerging from advances in biology and medicine. It is concerned with the ethical questions that can arise in the relationships among life sciences, biotechnology, medicine, politics, law, and philosophy. Example, bioethics provides a framework for discussing the moral implications of genetic engineering in humans. Transgenics. Transgenics, relating to an organism that contains genetic material into which DNA from an unrelated organism has been artificially introduced. Example, transgenic animals, such as mice, have been created to study diseases and develop new treatments. Eugenics. Eugenics, the science of improving a population by controlled breeding to increase the occurrence of desirable heritable characteristics. Historically, it has been considered a controversial and often negatively viewed practice. Example, the concept of eugenics raises significant ethical concerns in genetic engineering debates, particularly regarding the potential for discrimination and inequality. Designer babies. Designer babies, babies whose genetic characteristics have been artificially selected or altered, often to ensure the presence or absence of particular genes or characteristics. Example, the idea of designer babies brings up intense ethical questions about the extent to which genetic engineering should interfere with natural human development.
Thank you for watching. Like, write a comment of more than 4 words to support us, and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new videos. Goodbye.